What's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Aunts.
Where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my jazzy wife, Iana.
And this right here is my... I said I got stuck, but I was trying to think of something to match or rhyme with jazzy. This right here is my... Why are you looking away? You're looking all like perplexed and stuff.
Come on, bro. I just want to get through this.
I want to address something right now. I want to address something. You see, we do these videos, and at times, one of us doesn't really want to do it. And when I don't want to do it, you know, I may be like, oh, I don't feel like doing it, blah, blah, blah. My husband like, look, we're doing it. Come on, sit down. Pick up your energy. Let's get it done. I get with it. My husband, on the other hand, such as the case, you know, is the case right now, your little...
We haven't even started the video.
Why you got this little funky energy about you? Have you ever had that with your spouse or your partner where they get... Can you stop doing all of that? Where they get a little funky energy, and that energy, strong as you might try, as much as you might try to kind of ignore that, and it just saturates the atmosphere, and it's like, really, dude, like, come on, can you not be like that? So I'm challenging you right now to pick it up, to let that go, to stop, to don't get into this little man period kind of stuff. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
This has been an absolutely fabulous day. Y'all don't have any idea, but you know why. Therefore, we want to maintain that energy. We want to maintain the sweetness of this. We want to be present. But let's just flow through this quickly, like you said, but let's do it with the right energy, okay? Okay? Seriously. Seriously, when you do all of this right here, it impacts me. And I'm asking for you to be responsible for the energy that you bring into this space. Seriously. Now, you want to start over? What do you want to do?
All right, come on.
What do you start over?
Yeah, that's fine. What's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Aunts.
Where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my upbeat, happy, jazzy wife, Iana.
And this right here is my sweetheart, who's a little tired.
A little tired?
Are you a lot tired?
Yeah.
He's a lot tired, a bit irritable.
Very irritable.
But he's gonna be all right, because he's just said to me. You just said to me. Well, you didn't say this to me, but you just received my saying to you that you're going to be responsible for the energy you bring into this space.
I didn't say that.
Right?
You said
I said that, and you didn't resist that. So you are receiving that, correct? You are responsible for the energy you bring into this space.
All right, let's go ahead.
All right, y'all. We're not going to hold you long. We wanted to come and say a few words on the movie Temptation by Tyler Perry, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I don't know about my husband. I think you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Right. We both enjoyed it. And we've seen a lot of commentary online and on social media sites about the movie. A lot of people critiquing, Tyler Perry's, his characters, and it's, that they're seemingly one-dimensional. You're either a good character or you're a bad character. You either have issues or you don't have issues. You either love Jesus or you're going to hell. That kind of stuff. And so people were doing all of that, but we don't want to get into all of that. I think it's interesting, but that's not what we want to talk about today. There's one theme that came out of the movie that we want to lift up to you today, particularly for all of the folks out there who have yet to be in a relationship, or who are in a relationship, or in a beautiful, wonderful marriage, and you doing your thing. You love your boo. He loves you. You have a great relationship. We want to suggest that you take something into consideration today, and that is this. You don't have to be unhappy to cheat.
Yep.
I wanted to sink in. You don't have to be unhappy to cheat. So when we look at that movie, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, go on ahead and push stop and come back and watch this another time, because we are going to spoil it. But when you look at that movie and you look at some of the dynamics that were at play, you see that this was a young couple who had history, had been together for some time, had been together since they were young, had grown up together, got married, similar to us, because we're high school sweethearts. We've been together for a while. And there were a few things that stood out that really started to bring them apart. And it wasn't that they were not connected. It wasn't that they were having great difficulty. The movie didn't show that. It was just that they were human. It was just that sometimes folks take things for granted without even realize they're taking it for granted. It's sometimes we're not attentive and we don't realize that we're not being attentive. And mostly we don't communicate. We're not transparent and transparent in the way that we need to be in relationships, where we let the other person know everything that we're feeling and thinking. When it comes to the things that are important to us in our relationship, particularly around our needs getting met. So let's dissect this very quickly, and then we'll be in and out. Jump in anytime, my dear. Why are you laughing? He's sitting over there, John, like, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Or you want to do something else. But here's the piece. She wanted to have her own private practice. She was a marriage counselor, and she wanted to have her own thing, and that was important to her. And if you notice in the movie, her husband said, "Oh yeah, 10 to 15 years, baby, that can happen." And I don't think he even understood or even realized how much that was not a support to her, how much that was really deflating to her, because she was really miserable at her job. And then this dude, right, the dude who comes along, who she ends up cheating with, he comes along and says some magical words. Why don't you get a business plan, put it in a place, make it happen? And so that was something that distracted her and took her off course. Speak some more about some of the other things that we saw today. Go ahead, man. You say you want to do this, get in and get out. Come on.
One of the things that
you try to start it like one of the things. Come on.
One of the things that stood out to me is that she failed to...
The 3 areas, boo.
What?
The 3 areas. Are you going off task, yeah?
I'm tired.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. I really threw it to you because I couldn't remember for a minute.
Hold up, but now you're going to get on me for not following
Hold on.
areas.
Let's think. We're just going to do it right here, right now. The 3 areas that we saw that stood out to us, that distracted her and took her focus off of her relationship. No, but it was 3 areas. And we said one of them was the fact that she wanted her own private practice, her own business. Her husband didn't really get that. And he kind of was like, 10, 15 years, yeah, baby, you can do that. But that ain't happening no time soon.
She didn't feel secure.
Right. So she didn't feel supported in that. The
she
sex.
Didn't feel secure
hold on.
because
I'm on a flow. I'm sorry, babe. What do you mean secure? Secure in what way?
Because he didn't protect her. When the guys was like trying to holler at her and called her a bitch and all of that type of stuff.
Oh, he didn't protect her in that time, and she didn't communicate it, right?
She did.
But she didn't really fully let that be known, and they didn't really process that and take it to the next level. Although I think I might have been out of the movie during that time. so anyway, right? So he didn't protect her. The sex. Remember when she was at the office and the gentleman came to her and he started, making some comments, and she was kind of getting hot with it. So she came home ready to jump her husband's bones, and he was like, whoa, back it up. We're going to do this the right way. You need to bring it down. And so that was a disappointment to her. That was an indicator to her. And oftentimes people deal with this where we're not really on the same page sexually. And I don't know if I feel totally comfortable to be able to tell you what I want and how I want to do it and how I want to get it and how I want to give it to you, because you might judge me or you might, put me in some category. Mm-hmm. And so she wasn't able to do that with him. So the sex piece was big. There was one other thing that really stood out to me. But you entered one in there that we didn't talk about before. There's another one. It was the sex. It was her and her wanting to have a business. You said him protecting her. Oh, man. It was something else that stood out to us. It was another thing in there. But here's the thing. Those are the circumstances. Those are the particulars. And what we teach people is that it's not the particulars that are important necessarily. What's important is the underlying issue. And the underlying issue in this relatively healthy, happy marriage until the drama broke loose is that she was not communicating. She was not opening her mouth and saying what she was feeling, that she was overwhelmed at work, that she had a part of her that was not being fed because she had a dream of doing something different, and that was getting lost, that she wanted sexual excitement and she couldn't communicate that she didn't feel protected by him, and that wasn't happening. And there was something else, but I can't remember it. But she didn't communicate her feelings about that so that they could process that, they could talk about that, and that they could be able to come together and meet each other's needs. It doesn't mean that it will be a neat conversation. It doesn't mean that everything will come together in the way that they would want it to come together, but it means that there's nothing that I have that you don't know about and that you're not considering. But when you don't share it, people can't fix it. They can't adjust. They can't move to the left or the right. They can't do none of that, right? It can't happen. So that's important. And that's the piece that stood out to us in this movie. If there's nothing else that you get, that's what you need to get. Open your mouth. Take a risk. Say what you need to say. Do it with love. Be considerate. Pay attention to how you impact your partner. But, I have to say and be honest that what came out in that movie, in addition to everything that we've talked about so far, is that I can never take you for granted. I will never think that because you love me so much and we got this good thing going on that, it's all good. I don't have to pay attention to the intricacies of who you are. And you certainly don't need to take me for granted.
You gonna tell me?
I'm like, and at the same time, I'm gonna always be sharing how I feel because I realize that everybody is vulnerable, and no one is really off. Like, oh yeah, you ain't penetrating, no way, no how, unless you are communicating, unless you're making sure that you're connected and that the tension that you feel in your everyday life, the tension you feel inside of yourself about the things that you're experiencing in your relationship and in the world, if you're not having a place to come and share it so that your partner can help to relieve it, so that your partner can help to support you, so that they can really get you, so that they can be challenged, so that they can grow, so that you all can really go to the next level. If that's not happening, then we see many times what we saw in that movie. And you ain't got to be a skeezer for it to happen. You ain't got to be a hoe. You ain't got to be out here trying to do your thing. You ain't got to be somebody who don't have no morals or values. You can just get caught up because we're human beings. And all of us are curious. All of us want to see about a little something, something.
You trying to throw me a hint?
All of us do. No, I'm just saying, but let's see about the little something, something in this relationship. Let's fulfill the curiosity here, right? Because if you don't do it, trust and believe, you're leaving your relationship vulnerable. Now with that, I'm going to let the last words come from my husband.
Stop playing.
And
start pushing.
Deuces.